Is it possible to become a programmer without a college degree? The short answer is yes, and here is why. Programming is a skill, and as you know, a skill is something that you acquire by practicing and practicing again and again. So you become a programmer by creating 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 20 apps. It's not something that you learn simply by writing down theories or reading books. I don't say it's not useful, but you can believe me when I tell you that I read lots of books on design patterns, on architecture and languages, but what really made me a programmer was creating my own apps. And if you don't have any ideas on what you could create, just look at this video that I shot a few days ago, and that will teach you how to find programming app ideas in no time. So the first thing you need to do is to learn a language. So if you want to become a web programmer, you simply have to learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript. It's extremely easy in this day and age. Even YouTube is enough to learn to program. And then it's extremely important you have to start programming your first app. It may be a simple to-do app that will allow you to learn CRUD, create, read, update, delete. And then you will see that there are many apps that are just improved to-do apps with specific features. For example, an e-commerce app is just a to-do app with a shopping cart. That's all it is, and a nice presentation. And then you can add a backend that will allow you to manage your customers, your product, etc. But start small and then improve your apps, add functionalities. Don't start immediately to create the new Facebook or Twitter. A good to-do app is the first step. But maybe you're not interested in becoming a web developer. Maybe you want to become a mobile app programmer. So it's simple. You can either go for hybrid apps, so HTML, CSS, JavaScript, plus a specific framework like Ionic or React Native. And then again, you have to practice and to create an app. It's extremely important. You have to dare creating apps. It may sound crazy, but I teach in boot camps. I also taught students who were in master's degree in fourth and fifth year. And I can tell you that the big difference between a good programmer and an average programmer is that the good programmer was always creating new projects or improving existing projects. He was practicing, he was creating apps, while the average programmer was just doing the exercises that he had to do. So it's extremely important. Plan 2, 3, 4 apps and create them. And you will see after every app, you start to see patterns and you will have regrets. You will think that you should have done this functionality this way. So on the next app, you will try the other way that made you hesitate. And then after 3, 4, 5 apps you will have programmed, it will be the good time then to learn books on design patterns, on architecture, on theory, because you will have faced the problems that this book will show you how to fix and what improvement you can do. But when you have absolutely no idea of what programming means, these books are, I wouldn't say a waste of time, but they are not as useful as they can be for experienced programmers. So the degree is extremely important if you want to get hired in big companies, because usually they have specific rules. They tend to pay a certain amount of money. People who have a degree, but also people who have a degree from this specific school or university that has an extremely good reputation. It's understandable. But programmers are in such demand that it's one of the rare areas where you can learn on your own or through a bootcamp and get hired. So the college degree is not a must. It's nice to have. It's mandatory in some big companies because they won't hire you if you don't have a degree. But there are lots of small and medium-sized companies that would hire you without a college degree. So in short, practice, practice, practice. Remember, programming is a skill, and there are famous dropouts from college, as you know, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg. All these kind of guys, they were practicing a lot. That's how they became good at what they did. And then they hired guys with college degrees. Please like, subscribe. I will soon post coding videos that will allow you to learn or to improve programming. I'll see you soon.